Vincent Irani. Well 12 Vincent Stitchits. 44 44 Ardon Feyes. Forwards hyökkäjät 14 Palas Sebo. 22 Vilmos Galo. Head coach päävalmentaja Kevin Konstantin.
Hi. Hi. Today, Germany against
Eli von hier drin oder so?
Nokia areenalla ja suomalaiset.
Hungaria!
Yhteistyössä yli 30 vuotta ja sehän on iso numero ja ollaan siitä erittäin onnellisia.
Aira magyarok.
Aira magyarok.
Warning, the preview show contains flashing lights and images. Varoitus, alkushow sisältää vilkkuvaa valoa ja kuvaa.
Szia!
Hello.
Convoys, convoys!
Welcome Team Germany, tervetuloa Saksan joukkueen.
Germany and Hungary, our first game of the day here in Tampere. This preliminary round in the 2023 IIHF World Championship starts to wind down. Your officials for this game, Lassi Heikkinen of Finland, Jan Herbik of Czechia are your referees, Nicholas Constantino of France, and David Nodiger of Austria are the referees for this game. There's a look at Harold Kreis. Born and raised in Winnipeg at 19, headed to Mannheim to play. Been there ever since. And there's Kevin Constantine with some last-minute secrets. Kevin Constantine on the left North America in 2017 for Seoul, South Korea of the Asian League. He was there 3 years, a year in Poland, and next year will be his third in the Austrian League. And Kevin Constantine in behind the bench for Hungary. Germany coming out back-to-back wins after an 0-3 start. A win today by Germany would put them in 4th spot in Group A, and Hungary can assure themselves a spot in next year's World Championship with a 3-point win in this game. Anything else, and it comes down to tomorrow night's game against Austria. And Kevin Constantine wasn't shy about talking about that game tomorrow and what that would mean for them and for this tournament.
Yeah, it's funny. He put it right out there. He didn't pull any punches. Kevin Constantine was great, but he also said it was kind of, I got the feeling like, yeah, we're going to give it our best shot. Maybe we can win this game, or it'll come tomorrow. We need that one bright, shining moment. That's his term.
Matthias Niederberger and Dominic Horvat are your goaltenders for this game. Horvat 0-2, but both his losses were against USA and Sweden. This is his first World Championship for the 22-year-old. And we are underway here in Tampere. Cleared into the Hungarian end of the ice. Grabbed off by Saramis, tried to play it back. This will go all the way back into the German end of the ice. And back for it, Moritz Seider. Seider and Moritz Mueller, the defense pair that will start this game off for Germany. It comes back at the line. Horvat will send it down low. It comes off the sideboards and grabbed off by Saramis. He'll carry in with Sturm, puts on the brakes, takes a look. Germany starts to change. Dished off into the slot, and that was intended for Jonas Mueller. Terbuchin on goal, and he chipped it to the short side. Save made. Right back up the ice now for Visman. Bounces it in for Peterka, and that is grabbed and held.
I thought that was in. Just now, I thought this redirection by Peterka was in. But it started with a great rush by the Hungarians, and they put some pressure on the Germans right away. And it's a last second big defensive play right at the net. And then Peterka picked it up, and he ended up going all the way coast to coast, a give and go, and he almost knocked it in from the edge of the paint. So these two teams, neither one of them shoot very much. Hungary never has the puck very much, but something's got to give. And their coach, Constantine, said, I actually liked our team. It sounds funny, we lost 7-1, but they had a chance early.
Tiffels in front of a net on a redirect of a Peterka shot, and that got turned aside, kept in by Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon drops for Peterka. J.J. Peterka back for Dominic Cahoon and back for Peterka. Tries to work it off the sideboards. Up top it comes. Kai Visman takes a look over his right shoulder, spins it all the way down low for Cahoon. On for Peterka, got away from him. And this will get shoveled out to center ice by Ederle.
Hungary can't afford those kinds of turnovers. For me, I don't understand why there are so many flips in the game now. It doesn't matter if it's international or in the National Hockey League. So many of them go bad.
Maximilian Kastner, and that's turned aside by Horvat. And back up the ice, 2-on-2. And Fejes trying to make it a 3-on-2. And Niederberger makes the save off Fejes. Shot from the near side. And that's turned aside. The net was off the pegs. And Sarani from a sharp angle, not sure that would have counted anyway.
Well, Kevin Constantine's got his guys ready to play, that's for sure. They're up on the play. Fejes coming late on the play. Kind of a double drop pass here. And Niederberger, who's played really well in net, I think, for Germany. And first of all, Germany had the chance. That was off the flip play that I was talking about that just went sideways. and a couple of big saves there by Dominic Horvath, who gets himself into the tournament. So action at both ends of the ice. It is kind of unusual. Again, Germany doesn't shoot much, but their scoring efficiency level is 4th overall among all 16 teams on both sides of the tournament. And Hungary's dead last in shots on goal. And of course, Hungary's goals for and against, 7 goals for and 26 goals against. So they get underwater pretty quick. We've got a net off its moorings, and apparently there's damage to the moorings, so they're going to do a little surgery there on that. But the matchup between these two teams means a lot to both teams, and that's the great thing about this tournament, Dennis. I mean, you know, there's something on the line all the way here, and now we're getting to the critical points of, can you make it? Can Hungary get the points they need to not be relegated next year? And Germany wants to move up there and be in the medal round. So we're getting there right now.
Gotta like it when the linesman knows how to use that drill. Didn't need
as far as we know.
Yep.
Hopefully the pipes don't start leaking in a minute here. We'll see. Don't jump to conclusions here.
I told you to use the 2-inch bit, not the 4-inch bit.
I'll tell you what, I don't touch that. I'm like a monkey with a gun with those things. There's no way I'm doing that.
Icing the call. The face-off will come all the way back.
Yep.
2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, 3 games on Tuesday, and the preliminary round is over.
Power plays, are there going to be penalties? Both these power plays are anemic. Germany's only got 2 goals and 14 tries, and Hungary's 0 for. They're 0 for 9. Somewhere along the line, you would think that's got to change, and could be the difference in the game here.
One of the 2 for Germany was an empty netter.
That's
the end
true.
of the game.
I forgot about that.
Nico Sturm. Off the face-off shot, scramble at the side of the net. Newbles puts it into the paint, and we've got a wild scrum. And it's still loose. Kept in at the blue line. Leon Gavanka ripped it just wide. Kastner drops it back. Zuber with the shot to the short side. Newbles in behind the net. Not quite sure how the whistle didn't go in that scrum, but Newbles trying to center it out front. Zuber comes in from that right point. Zuber will drop it back for Kastner. Up top, Gavanka. 20 goals with the Manitoba Moose of the American League. Gavanka the shot, deflected. Horvath got a piece of it, and it may have trickled off the post on the far side. Kastner sends it down low. Big time pressure here by Germany. And finally, Gorat will get it down the ice. And it was not played. Very close to too many men on the ice, but as a result, icing gets waved off.
Well, the problem for Hungary is that Horvath's only getting a piece of everything. He used that glove, and holy mackerel, he did not close it at all, and that's what led to that wild, crazy scramble. That the puck was still free. I guess the referee could see it, but he found a piece and a half, and he got enough support there, but a little wild in the net there for Horvath.
Justin Schutz to the line, tried to work it in deep. This has been a good line for Germany. Thome, Stachowiak, and Schutz. Coach Harold Price talked about that line to Lindsey Hamilton before the game, that their work ethic is outstanding. They support each other. Moritz Seider plays it on. Schutz tried to drive that one through. Hadobash got in front of it. It's around for Thome. In for Stachowiak. The shot, he went high, and that one over top the net. In from the line is Wagner. Gets to the forehand, gets a little bit of help from Eel. Thome back for Stachowiak and back for Thome. Pitches it to the front of the net. Eel couldn't get there as he tried to work his way around Bartolish. Eel steals it, goes short side, save made by Horvath. Chip to the near side boards. And Wagner, the defenseman, jumps down low to keep it in the Hungarian end of the ice. Another opportunity there for Hadobash to try and clear. Taken by Eel. Sends it up top, and a right pad save made on a shot from the line by Nico Sturm. Eel plays this back around the boards. Germany getting a line change in. Gavanka plays it back to the near side. Gets pitched back to the blue line for Eel. That shot never got through and chipped off the boards, and back into the Germany zone it goes.
Hungary was almost as tired as the Hungarian fans that haven't stopped chanting since they started here. But what a support group they are. And Hungary really needed to get out of their own zone there after the Germans, utilizing every inch of space out there, just ran them into the ditch but didn't score.
Fejes on for Gallo. Gallo will play it deep, and it goes off a stick and up and out of play. Scoreless, but the shots and the play very much favoring Germany.
Here's a look at some of that action that we were talking about. Where's the puck? Well, the referee apparently could see it, and that's why. There it is. It's right in the feet of the defender or forwards. I don't know. All 5 guys are there. It's hard to tell. But that's one of the more unorthodox styles of keeping the puck out of the net that I've seen in quite some time for Horvat, and it started with a bad glove save, but it was a save, and then he got a lot of help from his friends.
Tiffels will deflect this into the Hungarian zone. Steep sheets after it, on for Fejes and on for Gallo. Gallo being hounded there by Dominic Cahoon, who is still looking for his first goal of this World Championship. 9 shots on goal, second most on the team coming into this game. Taken wide to the front of the net it comes, as Dominic Cahoon tried to get that on for Peterka now. Back for Cahoon. Works it off the corner boards. Back for Peterka. Walks it into the slot. Blocker save made. Back up into the high slot. It goes. And a pass by Mueller cross ice. And the chance by Cahoon gets stopped. Off the face-off, Gavanka blasted from the line. Chipped up the boards and up at center. Sonyi tried to get it in deep. It's all the way back for Garat. Through the middle of the ice, Pajgoyi deflects it. And it will be controlled. Left side pass now. Zuber will get squeezed out, but gets it in. Sonyi back for it. Off of his stick. Castro will play it back at the line, and Gavanka's blind pass gets deflected away by Nagy.
That's happening more and more in the tournament, which makes sense. As you play these games time after time, the width of the ice and the way every team throws it from one side to the weak side, all the way around the back of the net, it takes time for it to travel. And then D guys want to go D to D. If you get up on that second D man, that wide pass, you can pick it off and you can do some damage going the other way. We've already seen it a couple of times. It's starting to happen more and more.
Terbuch plays this rink wide. Vensa trying to get it in deep. Peter Vensa stuffs it on for Terbuch, trying to get it back to the line, and it's intercepted, and a chance for Justin Schutz. Schutz comes in, lets the shot go, save, rebound, scores! Wojciech Stachowiak has scored in back-to-back games and gets that all-important opening marker for Germany.
This is a beautiful goal really here for Germany. They get on the attack really quick. It's how you attack. And Stachowiak comes down the wing in the proper fashion in a chance to get a rebound. There's the turnover at the blue line. Great rush. take the shot, take it off the blocker, and the goaltender's got to push that off to the side more. Maybe because he hasn't played yet in the tournament, a little rusty. You talked about the fact that his style hasn't exactly been orthodox. He kicked that one out right into the prime scoring area, and Stahowiak is all alone just for a second, and he makes them pay. The goaltender can't get across, so I would say that's more on the goaltender, Horvath. He's got to make the save for sure. That's got to go in the corner.
1-0 Germany here in period number 1. That line that Coach Harold Price talked about gets them on the board. Here comes Peterka. Peterka trying to drop it back, intercepted, and right back up the ice. Gorat for Shafron. Shafron trying to find some room on the right side. And right back up the ice now for Germany. Dominic Cahoon trying to make it an odd man rush, takes the drop pass from Peterka, but it's intercepted, and Hungary will control.
Germany's starting to get that fast break thing going now, and Hungary's not used to seeing that. If you attack with speed, if you're Germany, you're going to get more chances. They're starting to open them up.
Gallo back into his own zone. On for Fesh. Fesh getting hounded there by Nico Sturm. Nico Sturm having a good tournament for Germany. 3 goals, 4 points. He was 14 of 21 in the face-off department against Denmark. And for the tournament is 55.2%, winning 58 of 105 coming into this game. JJ Peterka has a couple of shots on goal in this game. That gives him 12 for the tournament. He leads Germany in shots on goal. This gets slipped up at center and shoveled in by Gergo Nagy. Christian Nagy, who was injured a couple of games ago, came back and played, but is now done for the tournament for Hungary because of injury.
Well, Germany knows the details of the game. They've got the 2 guys, you're talking about face-offs. They got 2 guys in the top 12, right? So Howiak and Wiederer, they're in the top 12 in face-offs, so that means they're going to win their share. Hungary has 1 guy, Pop. He's at 11, but after that, nobody else is in the top 30. So all those little details start to add up here, too, as the game gets closer, and it's still close right now.
Pop will chase this back into the German end of the ice. Mueller gets knocked over in behind the net by Terbuch. In a scrum for a loose puck, and the puck grabbed off by Maximilian Kastner. Into the back half of period 1, 1-0 Germany. Stahowiak gets to the line. That's as far as he gets, and offside is called. 9:13 left to go in the opening period. 1-0 Germany on TSN. Nothing in favor of Germany here in period number 1. Team USA and France. The second game here in Tampere as Team USA looks to continue its winning ways and stay on top of Group A. Stahowiak off the near circle, turns and fires, and Horvat makes the save for Horvat. It's been a tough tournament. He's faced a lot of shots. 43 of 50 in the loss to USA. He stopped 44 of 51 in the loss to Sweden. So despite the fact that save percentage and goals against average aren't very good, the teams he's played against have been very good. Paul-Lige has been their #1 guy.
Yeah, and you saw a look at the goal again from Germany, how it was executed really well, and the save was good, but the way it set him up for failure for Horvat not being able to make that second save. And that's going to be important in this game. Germany's been attacking in waves, so I don't think there's any doubt about that. There was talk about that Stahowiak, Suomi, and Schutz line. And when the coach was asked about him before the game, he said they're a hard-working group, and he said they're the talkers. It sounds like they're talking all the time. They must be controlling the bench. They talk on the bench a lot, controlling the room a lot, and they're the guys who keep everybody active for Germany.
Stahowiak was born in Poland, plays in the DEL League, the top league in Germany. Did spend some time in North America. We'll touch on that as this game goes on. Long shot on Niederberger, and he fights that off and grabs it and holds on. That gave him some trouble.
Yeah, I'll say. He just kind of cold. That's only the third shot that he's faced so far, and he definitely fumbled on this one. Turnover in the neutral zone, and that's going to happen a lot. And this is just an easy one. It's a softball lob, and he tries to pin it against his chest. He's trying to grab it. I think you find that a lot from the European goaltenders, that they try to pin things rather than catch them cleanly. You have fewer baseball players, of course, in Europe than you do in North America.
Nico Sturm will send this down the ice, and this will be an icing call. You mentioned this earlier, Brian, how Kevin Constantine liked his team's effort against Finland, despite the fact the score was 7-1. They were outshot 14-2 or 24-2 in the third period. It was 2-1 going into the third period. That coming off the 7-1 loss to Sweden when they were outshot 51-8. Didn't get a shot on goal for the last two periods. And prior to that, a week ago, they lost 7-1 to Team USA and were outshot 50-14, 40-7 over the last two periods. So there's been some learning experiences, let's put it that way, for this Hungarian team.
But you know what? Good on him at looking at the positive side of it. If you're coaching Hungary, I mean, you have to look at it that way. For two periods, he felt like they had a chance. They just couldn't score. And if they've been able to score another goal or two, then your momentum stays. But once the goals start leaking in and you lose your hope, then everybody sags, and then you've got, you know, really good, strong opposition that know how to score, and they start overrunning things. But he was trying to say, hey, we're good for 40 minutes. Let's play the same kind of 40 minutes, and let's see where we are in this game. And if not this game, then it has to be next game. But right now, they're looking for that one shining moment that he's talking about.
They had a bit of a shining moment earlier in the tournament when they picked up that overtime win over France. And you're right, they needed another shining moment, and it's probably going to come tomorrow night, if it's going to come, against Austria. And barring a 3-point win for Hungary, there's a chance for Dominic Cahoon. Horvat makes the save, and it's jammed away. Barring a 3-point victory by Hungary today, tomorrow night between Austria and Hungary, the winner will be back in this main championship in Czechia, and the loser will get relegated.
Where they get in trouble defensively is defending is always a combination of zone and man-on-man. And once you get deep inside your own zone, you have to be in the right position where you're supposed to be. But then you have to defend the man that's in your area, and you have to be with him before he gets the puck. You get skilled players in a 2-on-1 like this, Germany's going to tear you apart. So when you're defending in front of the net, don't be looking just at the puck area. See who's close to you, get to him now. And then Hungary will be fishing it out of the back of their net a lot less often as the game goes on.
Moritz Seider takes it at center, hammers it back into the Hungary zone. Off the boards it goes, and this will get cleared out by Zabel. Then Mueller back into his own zone for Germany. Back up through center for Nubels. Nubels got spilled. The puck is loose. Bartolish will play it down. Hadobash. He tried to play it up the boards. Nubels breaks it up. They're Marcel Nubels, the active points leader, along with Dominic Cahoon. In World Championship play for Germany, Nubels at 6 goals and 17 assists, and Dominic Cahoon at 5 goals and 18 assists. Kastner gets taken down in the corner, and the pass on for Saragny. He'll chip it off the boards and back for Wagner for Germany. Fabio Wagner, it got careless with it at the side of the net, and Niederberger had to cover up.
Yeah, that's what you call a change of mind. I'm going to come out here in front of the net, and no, that guy's not open. Maybe that. No, whoops. Yeah. Ran out of room. Bad time to run out of room is right in front of your own goaltender when you're changing your mind and you get a forecheck. Sometimes I think defensemen are not expecting the forecheck because so many times you're on regroups that your mind is not focusing on the guy that's coming right at you.
Gallows had some chances, came into this game second on the team with 8 shots on goal so far in the tournament. Istvan Bartolic, who had the overtime winner against France, had 10 shots coming into this game to lead them in that category. Tuomi on for Stahoviak, who has the goal in this game. Back for Tuomi. Justin Schutz, the third member of that line, gets squeezed out with a good hit in behind the net. And this will get played to the corner. Number 12 for Hungary sees plenty of ice time. Venca Stipšić, the 2016 Hungarian Rookie of the Year.
I keep looking at those Hungarian fans, and there is a massive group in them. And again, those are the people that you're hearing. Do you think they rehearse?
Probably no. Now they might. They got recharged today. 4 o'clock start. I imagine the chanting gets passed on from generation to generation. But they are very supportive, no doubt.
Outstanding.
And they would love to be in Czechia next year. Kept in by Visman, plays it down low. Garat gets it loose, turned over for Peterka, and a save made by Horvat. Cleared out at center, and Peterka will chase this back into his own zone. Dominic Cahoon will take the pass. Tiffels, the third member of this line, heads to the middle of the ice, and Terbuch is there to break this up for Hungary.
Peterka has a great flow to his game. I think that's why he's around the puck so much and in scoring areas so much. And he's attractive to pass to his teammates.
At the line for Milan Horvat. Tried to get the carom off the backboards, grabbed off by Leon Gavanka. On for Eel, and Eel will play it through. Tiffels plays it down low. Saramis takes a jolt to the backboards. Wagner will hold this in, down for Sturm. Sturm will play it for Saramis. With Leon Gavanka. Gavanka had it knocked off his stick, and it's bounced out at center ice. Wagner will play it back to his own blue line for Saramis. Germany now with back-to-back wins after starting 0-3, but 3 one-goal losses to 3 very good teams. Sweden 1-0, Finland 4-3, and Team USA 3-2. In the Finland game, it was tied in the third, and in the game against USA, they actually had the lead in the third before Team USA scored 2 unanswered to go on for the win. So it has not come easy for Germany. Even the games that they've won both by 2 goals, but there was an empty net goal involved in both of them. So for all intents and purposes, 1-goal games there as well. 5 of the 7 games they played last year, 1-goal games. Tied up in behind the net by Jonas Mueller. He'll send it on, and it gets chipped back in behind the net by Marcel Nubels.
Any team that plays that many 1-goal games, they know how to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because 1-goal games are uncomfortable, and you got to close them out. Or if you're down, you got to find a way to get it. But that means you're on your nerves. And if you can handle all those games, you're a tough team.
This gets taken by Keese. Puts it behind his own net. Pajgoye trying to clear the zone. Bounces around at the line and finally is stuffed out at center ice. Into the final 2 minutes now of period number 1. Talk about face-off. Hannes Bjornen leads the tournament at 67.6%, winning 48 of 71. Plays for Finland. Tanner Richard of Switzerland, 31 of 48, is next at 64.5%. And Rodrigo Abels, the veteran of this World Championship, has taken 122 face-offs. Has won 78. Cross-ice pass intercepted.
There should be a medal just for that.
Yeah.
That's incredible at this point in the tournament to have that many.
Terbuch cross-ice. This gets deflected away. Still no score, Slovakia and Slovenia. Slovakia needing wins. There's a shot, a stick goes flying. That's the stick of Maximilian Zuber. Plays this back to the blue line. Hadobash for Chofron. He wristed that one and it went over top the net and taken by Peterka. Tried to play it up the boards. It gets stopped at the line and Hungary in on the attack now. A good defensive stick there from Zuber and it's cleared out to center ice. And Dominic Cahoon gets a jolt. And right back in for Erdely. And then right back out by Leon Gavonka. In across for Gallo. Gallo will play this in. Goes in after it. Up the near side boards. Dying seconds of period number 1. Fayes with one last try. And this will sail up into the netting. We'll get some activity at the side of the nets. Or net. Moritz Mueller is at it there.
Seider was upset because he got hammered into the end wall and he didn't think it was necessary, I think. So he came right back at Gallo. So look at Germany with another good scoring chance. The puck coming off the wall into the middle. Again, you overload along the wall and you lose those battles, you are in big trouble. And it was J.J. Peterka. I talked about the flow to his game. He just has a really good sense of the game all the time, and because of that, he flows into the scoring areas at the right time. He gets loose pucks like that too.
Gallo and Moritz Seider will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes each for roughing.
Gallo apparently didn't like whatever Moritz Seider said to him, so he's shushing him as he goes to the penalty box.
Referee's over to have a little discussion with Harold Price. The face-off will come outside the line because the Hungarian defenseman went down to join the practice at the side of the net.
Well, you know what it looked like? I mean, it was just a good play by Hungary and by Gallo, and Seider just looked like he had the attitude of, hey, this is the end of a period. What are you doing running me like that? And then, you know, he got up in his face and they started pushing.
So the second period will start 4-on-4 here in Tampere. 1-0. Germany with the lead after 20 minutes.
Score after the first period. Team Germany 1, Team Hungary 0. Tilanne ensimmäisen. Recover.
Moritz, have a good one. Grego, good luck tonight. No change! No change! No change! No change! Loose! Loose! No. Move the puck! No! Move! Hey! Play it back! Play the puck! No stick! Oh, sorry. Head up! Hey! Calm down, good job, buddy.
1 minute left in the first period.
No.
Ensimmäistä erää jäljellä.
Boys, ne? Auf, Jungs. Lass uns jetzt einfach mal ein bisschen Spaß haben. Ne? Ja. Rumfliegen, Tore schießen. Auf, Jungs. Alles auf der Bock haben. Ein dickes Plastik.
Nothing. Germany with the lead. Dominik Horvat is in nets. And he was the busier of the two netminders, facing 15 shots. Matthias Niederberger faced 4 at the other end of the ice. Second period will start 4-on-4 with Seider in the penalty box along with Gallo. Germany with a win will jump into 4th spot. And early in the tournament, it looked as though Denmark might get that spot, as Denmark started with 3 wins. And Germany started with 3 one-goal losses, but the schedule gets reversed. There's a chance save made as Alexander Eel on 4-on-4 has the chance. The schedule got reversed. Germany had the real tough games to start. Denmark has the real tough games to finish.
Nico Sturm with a good start to this wide open second period. Nice job going wide, puts the brakes on and just creates a little bit of a vacuum there for Eel to come in. Eel's timing is good, but the shot is just kind of so-so. It's a good save, good positional save, but not a real great shot right on the corner. Otherwise, you got a goal there and a 2-0 lead instead of 1.
Moritz Seider now out for Germany, his 81st World Championship game. That is number 1 all-time for Germany. At center for Zabo. A little bit of room down the left side, and then J.J. Peterka takes it away and sends it back out at center. Hado Bosch on for Bartolish. Puts to the forehand, tried to drive it through, could not. Chance for Erdely, and that didn't get through either.
Peterka with a great stick there. That's why it didn't get through.
Taken by Erdely. Bartolish gets jammed up to the backboards, and Dominic Cahoon with a nice little back pass onto the stick of Peterka. Long shot from the left side by Mueller, turned aside, and this will climb the glass and leaves the playing surface. Slovakia, the opening goal in Riga, as Richard Konik gets the first marker. Slovakia up on Slovenia by a score of 1-0.
We just had a good shot there on camera of the Hungarian choir. That's been in full throat since before the game started, right from warm-up on.
Yeah. They love their hockey team. Visman plays this back for Nubels. Nubels twisting out of the corner, drops it back. Visman will creep in. Trying to lose the checking of Steve Sheets. Finally off the corner boards. Mueller will go in after it, but Steve Sheets is on it. Being watched by Nubels. It's turned over. Nubels gets a couple of chances, and Horvat a couple of saves. Seabach takes this to the outside, tried to cut to the middle against Visman, nothing doing there. Jammed to the near corner and grabbed off by Wiederer. Sends it up at center for Mueller. Out of the penalty box is Moritz Seider. Tried to join the attack, and now he'll turn and head to the bench on the change, and this will get jammed out by Seabach back into the German zone.
And Wiederer behind the play was slow to go back to the bench. He kind of got jammed up there as he was coming out. Excuse me, it was Mueller. He got jammed up coming out of the zone.
On the other side of Slovakia, and Slovakia does have the easy competition going forward. Slovenia today, and they'll finish up with Norway. That would mean that Latvia, to advance, would need something out of its final game, and its final game is against Switzerland. Switzerland leading that side. Czechia giving chase. Canada and Czechia will play yet. Swiss and Czechia will play tomorrow. Played around the boards, and Erdely is there for Hungary, gets it back to the blue line, and Nagy will send it back down low. Milan Horvat out of the corner boards, gets stripped of the puck by Leon Gavanka. Gavanka's pass up the middle, and that misses Tuomi, and this will be an icing call against Germany.
Well, for the Germans, Moritz Seider leads them in ice time per game. That certainly is no surprise. There's a look at a replay of Hungary trying to come out of the zone. You're trying to force long pass. That was Gallo. Gallo had a bad shift or two there and put his team kind of in jeopardy. And Germany was able to turn the puck over and get it back towards the net. But yeah, Seider leads them in ice time per game. And their top guys coming in. Sturm with 3 goals and 1 assist. We talked about him. He's done a nice job. And Mueller with 1 goal and 3 assists. They're the ones that are getting the job done. But they don't score a lot. They show you a lot. The power play certainly has been an issue for them. When you're only 2 goals out of 14, you feel like your top guys still really aren't going on all cylinders when it comes to finish. They can get there, but it's not going in.
This game's still looking for its first power play. Trying Ederle going after it, cleared away from him out to center ice. Bit of a pile up there in the neutral zone, and cleared back in by Bartolage. Moritz Seider goes after it, gets tied up there. Bartolage takes him down, and the puck around the boards, race to the near side. Alexander Eel will get out there and clear it down the ice. Our second game here, USA and France. There's a shot, save made, in the second game over in Riga, Czechia and Switzerland. And right now in the standings, Switzerland 15 points, Czechia 13 points, Canada at 11. Even in games played. And Canada and Czechia will play the afternoon game on Tuesday, the final day of the preliminary round.
Now there was a scoring chance that just went sideways for Hungary. Kevin Constantine's got to be going, are you kidding? They had a 2-on-1, and Erdely made a little spin around move. He and Bartolage, and they end up going outside. There was no reason really to make that play, and they end up coming away with nothing. Instead, there's a face-off outside.
Steve Sheets will send it in. We'll continue on the topic of games to be played. There's a shot from the line that's deflected wide. Some big CHL games tonight. A couple of game 6s. London and Peterborough, and Quebec Ramparts and Halifax. See those on TSN. JJ Peterka plays this to the corner for Dominic Cahoon. Back to the line it comes. Mueller gets it near side. Visman. He'll send it up top. Quick shot by Cahoon. That goes off a leg and wide. Kai Visman is in after a loose puck. Tried to play it around the boards. It got intercepted. Kai Visman, 26 years of age, 6'4", 207. Signed with Boston, 31 games played with the Providence Bruins. Had a goal and 9 points.
Good player. He's done a real good job for them here. He knows what he's doing. He gets out there a lot. He's out there against top players. He controls his area. He's had some good looks in the net and some good movement in the offensive zone. Visman has.
Face-off will be at the Hungarian end of the ice. 1-0 is the score. And we've seen this with Hungary in the Finland game. They kept the game close, and then lost it badly in the third period, but they're hanging in again tonight against Germany.
When they come out of their zone, though, especially in this second period, they start wide and then they want to make plays into the middle. Coming out, and they're still inside their own blue line or just outside their own blue line, and they are turning some pucks over to Germany. Germany is really cutting that off and countering back against it. They got to stop doing that. There's nothing wrong with keeping the puck wide outside as you're coming out of your zone.
Gavanka trying to go short side. Garat got a stick in front of that. Zuber trying to hold it in Kent. And there's the lead pass. Nagy is in behind Kastner, and the save made by Niederberger.
And an injury behind the play. Sanye, I think, is the guy who's gone to the bench, and he is holding his arm in his hand. He got hurt bad. And it was Zuber who just launched into him, and Zuber's going to go to the penalty box. There's the hit. He turns around backwards, and so the blow is on an upward manner, but when Sanye went to the box, he was holding his arm, and he looked in big difficulty, and he's going right to the room.
He came over to the officials. We get another look at that chance by Guergo Nagy. They're going to take a look at this hit to see whether it's 2 or 5.
It's too bad on that breakaway. They get the partial breakaway, and the shot's just not good enough. You can tell these guys, they're doing the best they can, but they just don't have a great touch. Here we go. Here's the hit. Oh, it's the elbow. The elbow comes up and gets him. He turns backwards. Watch the right elbow. Oh yeah, see, he goes up and he makes big time contact right up into the jaw. Popped him real good. And he was down for several seconds while that partial break was happening at the other end of the ice for Hungary. He was still down on the ice. Kazanyi was, and it took a while to get back to the bench, and that's why they're taking a look at this hit.
So they will review it. You mentioned Wiederer's face-off prowess earlier in the game. He was 4 for 4 in the opening period for Germany. Germany, the better face-off team between these two. And see what this call is and how much of a turning point.
Yeah, this could be a five-minute one, 5-minute major for elbowing or for boarding. Referees seem to turn away from it. I don't know how much they noticed it until they heard the calamity behind the scenes. And I mean, it was a big time. You can see on the replay, even in slow-mo, the glass was just swaying back and forth. So the intensity of the hit, but the back of the elbow right here, back of the elbow coming in and the back of the shoulder, and the upward motion there.
Maximilian Zuber, an Arizona pick in 2022. Harold Kreis looks on, waiting for the referees to make the decision. Team USA and France, our second game. Cal Peterson expected to start for Team USA. Some terrific save percentages for goaltenders in this tournament, and we'll get the call from the officials. Penalty for checking to the head, so Maximilian Zuber is done for this game.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that call. I mean, Zuber's a pretty big guy, but when you make contact like that, and it's to the head area, and you got that upward motion, you got the back of the elbow making contact with the head, all of those things combined, and Zuber's gone.
So a 5-minute power play for Hungary as the first power play of the game does go to Hungary, and it's a major. This gets cleared. Hungary 0 for 9. The only team in this World Championship not to score a power play marker. Germany on the penalty kill, 6 for 9, 66.9%. The 9 shorthanded was the fewest in the World Championship. They were not shorthanded against Denmark, and they were shorthanded twice against Austria, and now a penalty coming up. Or another one. It's going to be 5-on-3.
This is the second time that Moritz Seider has lost his temper.
Two-man advantage when we come back.
The volunteer of the game for this game is the person who works in the communications team. It's writing and translating articles and documents, for example, to the IIHF websites. And this is a dream come true for, ladies and gentlemen, Mia Sainen! Thank you so much. Let's give a more round of applause. Thank you.
Moritz Seider goes for interference. So a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes for Hungary. And a face-off win, and this will get cleared down the ice. Who else but Nico Sturm?
It's a bad penalty by Seider. He just seemed like he couldn't resist taking the hit. He had it lined up from 10 feet away, and he took it. Now his team's down 2 men.
And somewhere, Denmark is cheering. Denmark, the team that is ahead of Germany for that final playoff spot right now. So Hungary to the power play. Seebakken has it poked off his stick by Nico Sturm. Sturm wants a change. He hustles to the bench. And brought back in by Cougar. To the line it goes. Fejes mishandled it. Plays it down to the goal line for Vinca. Back for Fejes and back for Vinca. They'll play catch. Fejes takes a look. Down to the goal line it goes. Vinca. Fejes. Quick shot, save made by Niederberger. Is quickly off the stick of Guergonaghi.
There's just no killer instinct on this power play. They're just going through sequences in their mind and not getting any shots. They finally get one, but each pass that they make, it's very easy to defend so far for Germany. There's a look at the penalty, and that's Seider. That's just not a good decision there.
Face-off win. Shot from the slot, scores! There's no goal. There is a penalty coming to Hungary.
Can you believe that? They finally get a nice goal. They finally get the face-off, but it's a holding the stick call. And so, right there, on center. That's why he got so much time. It's a good call. They finally got movement. They finally got a face-off win. And then it gets called back. So it's just when you think Hungary's starting to move here and they've created something, it's because of a penalty. Bartolic off the face-off. He was going to be sly about it, but he held on too long. He was trying to buy some extra time for his teammate to shoot the puck, and that one went sideways, so they're going to have to shake it off.
So will not result in a power play for Germany anywhere along the line here, but it negates the two-man advantage. Takes the face-off all the way down to the other end of the ice. And now 47 seconds left in the minor penalty to Moritz Seider, and then it's going to be 4-on-4, and then there will be a little more power play time for Hungary on the back end of all of that, barring any more calls. Gallo will send it back. Hadobash back for Gallo. Gallo being watched there by Mueller. Gallo into the slot. Drops it off for Seabrook to the front of it, and it comes at a backdoor play. And now a shorthanded chance. Maximilian Kastner. And he'll just put on the brakes and play it all the way back for Niederberger.
Hungary just continues, though, to make extra passes. They don't have to. They got to take some shots and get some rebounds, and they're passing, it seems, for no reason, and it's making it too easy, and time's a wasting.
4-on-4 now as Siders out of the box early. In ahead of the play as Hadobosch made a little bit of an east-west play. And some nervousness there amongst the German fans.
Yeah. For good reason, but without a little more hunger to shoot the puck. I don't know where they're going to go with this. They seem to be looking for the perfect play, the perfect pass, and then the completion. You know, it's like you get something predetermined in your head, and that's not the play that's there. There were shots available from pretty good depth, and then some, and they just didn't take them. That's a big opportunity lost here for Hungary.
Faceoff will be outside the line, and it's those little plays that end up being big plays in the big picture. When you're having trouble scoring goals, the power play that is 0 for 9 coming into the game.
Yep. They don't have a gunner. They don't have anybody who's a, you know, I shoot. This is who I am. I shoot. Give me the puck. They could really use one right now.
Moritz Seider drops it for Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon attacks with some speed. Takes it to the outside, plays it back for Seider and back for Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon to the middle of the ice. Doesn't shoot it against the checking of Steep Sheets. Cahoon circles back up top, dishes it off for Tiffels. Frederick Tiffels being watched by Fayesh. Tiffels flips it over to Seider, back for Tiffels. He was on the backhand though. Tiffels turns to the forehand and he snapped that over top the net. Mueller will play it around the boards. Back for Cahoon. Puts on the brakes. He'll send it on for Moritz Seider. Lots of motion here for Team Germany. Frederick Tiffels at the line. And now out of the penalty box is Bartoli. So back to the power play now for Hungary for another 105. Fayesh with the long late pass. Sofron will send it around the boards. Vinca is there, doesn't get it deep, and down the ice it goes. Long lead pass there by the netminder Horvat. That was a pretty good pass.
Yeah,
went for a touchdown. They jam it up along the boards. Nico Sturm digs it loose, but it's cleared to the line and kept in, but only for a split second as Nico Sturm intercepts the play and sends it down the ice.
Germany doing a really good job here on this penalty kill. I mean, Hungary's really lost a lot of confidence, and even just trying to get in the zone and get set up has been complete labor here and totally ineffective.
Hadobosch back into his own zone. Should get drafted in the upcoming draft. He'll send the backhander in, and Leon Gavanka. And out of the penalty box is Peterka, who was in serving the major to Maximilian Zuber. There's a chance in front for Newbles, and Newbles got spilled and takes a look over at the referee. Gallo will carry it in, and Moritz Seider. Boy, Seider's fired up now. This gets taken at center. Newell's trying to catch up to it, knocked away from him. And Gorat will send it back up. Turbach to the front of the net looking for Gallo. Sent around the boards for Gorat to the front of the net, never got through, and on it is Sturm, sends it through, and Peterka had this go off the skates. Gerbuch back to center, no further, and back in for Peterka. But cleared away before Nico Sturm could pick it up, and Nagy will carry it back in. Wrist shot. That's off of the stick of Gavanko and over top the net. Kept in at the blue line, but only briefly as Saulnier's back out after taking that elbow from Maximilian Zuber. Cougar will play it on for Nagy. Chips it in. Moritz Müller back for it. Sends it on for Saramis, takes a look, puts on the brakes. Plays it back for Müller to the side of the net. Looking for the little redirect there was Toomey. And then he tried to play it back to Wagner. And it comes all the way back out, and Stachowiak will take it. Stachowiak gets to center ice and chips it in. Goes in after it. Stachowiak for Schutz. And Schutz got tied up in the corner there with Zabel. Toomey gives chase on the far side, but is cleared out at center, and Stachowiak is there. 7 minutes left to go, second period. 1-0 Germany.
That defensive play by Germany, it's a big part of the game right now with the 5-on-3s, the major penalty that was taken. That whole situation, Germany could have been in big trouble, but really it just came down to inability to manufacture anything offensively for Hungary. They just don't have the guys who can pull the trigger. As much as they try, they can't get ahead of the scoreboard and get themselves that extra boost that they need.
Bartolish with some speed. He'll dish it off for Gallo. Save made Niederberger. Good play there by Gallo. Nubels trying to take that pass off the boards. Good recovery there by Sambor Gorat to intercept that before it got to Nubels. And back for Wagner. He'll get chased by Sofron. On for Leon Gavanka, who will play in Mannheim next year. Nubels will bounce this in. After it, Cahoon, Nubels. Cahoon again, back at the line. Seider ripped it, that went wide. And Philip Vareka trying to get a stick on it, but it's cleared and out of play. 1-0, Germany with the lead. Day for Germany tomorrow, and they'll close Tuesday against France. And Hungary will close tomorrow night against Austria, and this game will tell us how important that game is going to be. Anything other than a 3-point win for Hungary in this game, and that game tomorrow night, the winner will be in Czechia, and the loser will get relegated. Peterka with the long cross-ice pass, checks his stick, didn't like the flex on it. Take it at center, and Kies will send this in. Off the corner boards for Moritz Seider, and up for J.J. Peterka. Puts on the brakes, sends it on for Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon takes it to the outside, takes it to the net, and gets spilled, and the save made there by Horvat. Back at the line for Seider. Seider gets it down, in front, scores! Moritz Seider plays give and go with Frederick Tiffels, and Germany with a 2-0 lead. And the officials are going to discuss this one.
Horvat was all over the place. That's why. There was a collision in the crease. Was he allowed to get back? It didn't look like it to me. The net was virtually empty for a couple of seconds. And here's the initial hit.
Dominic Cahoon goes into the netminder.
Right. And then Horvat is upset, and then he's all over the place. So he tries to recover. I think he does recover okay. but he overplayed that. Look at that. He thinks the shot is covering, and then they play it right back into the middle of the ice. So, I mean, he's nowhere to be seen. So there's no issue there as far as goaltender interference. He did have a chance to get back into position. Yes, he was bowled over, but the fact that he just dove back for sort of no apparent reason, he really overreacted there and took himself right out of the play.
He committed to the shot from Tiffels. He was convinced that Tiffels was going to fire it from the near side, went down, and Tiffels with the given goal. And then Moritz Seider gets his first of this World Championship. Tiffels and Peterka will pick up the assists, so a little bit of breathing room here for Germany. Chance at front, score! Nico Sturm, a little more breathing room for Germany.
It's been this kind of game for Horvat, though. We talked earlier in the game how he made some saves and everything was sort of all over the place, and he was scrambling in the crease area and needed some help from his teammates, and he needed some help here too. He's going to make the save on the shot. It's an easy one from the outside, but he just gives a gigantic rebound. And Sturm comes in, and he just knows there's going to be some loose change. They leave him alone for a minute. The defenders have him locked up for a second, but they're just assuming their goaltender's going to make that save and then do whatever with it. He can't do it, and Sturm gets a free one. Nice little move at decent speed for Sturm to tuck it in, but that's certainly a preventable goal again by Horvat.
18 seconds between the two goals. And Germany with a 3-0 lead on a team that has trouble scoring. Kevin Constantine before the game talked about, yes, this game is going to be played and we're going to try and everything else, but I think they had a relatively good idea that it's going to be tomorrow night's game against Austria that is going to be their tournament.
Will be now.
Yeah, considering they had a 5-minute power play, a 2-man advantage for a full 2 minutes, and they hurt themselves with a penalty, and now they're going to hurt themselves some more. There's a penalty coming up to Hungary, and Germany will get a chance to work on its power play a little bit, a power play that needs a little bit of work. We'll have it when we come back. To the penalty box for interference, and Germany to the power play, 2 for 14, 14.2% with the man advantage, and a 3-0 lead for Germany against the team that has 7 goals scored in 5 games, plus what's gone by in this one.
Yeah, moving forward, Germany's got to get better. If they're going to be effective moving forward here, they've got to get the power play going.
Back to the line for Moritz Seider. Dominic Cahoon sends it down to the goal line for Tiffels, gets it back. Back for Seider, he'll look for Peterka. And back up top for Seider. Back for Peterka, tried to come cross ice for Dominic Cahoon. Back for Seider, getting pressured, so he'll play it quickly on for Peterka. Back for Cahoon to Seider, and he ripped that one right on. Save made by Horvat. Back for Dominic Cahoon. He'll play it for Tiffels. Gives it back to Cahoon and back for Tiffels. On for Seider. Down for Peterka. Hoviak was in front of the net, but the rebound comes all the way out the center, and now we're going to change for Germany. Peterka will carry it back in. Maximilian Kastner is there, but it comes all the way around the boards for Sturm. Back for Kastner. On for Nubels. Up top for Visman. Nubels on it again. Shot, and getting a piece of that was Horvat. Kastner will track it down. Gets it for Nubels in front, scores! Nico Sturm has another. His second 2-goal game of this World Championship, and for his first World Championship, he's having a dandy.
Germany does a really good job here. It's the second period, so you can't get any line changes. For Hungary, they're so far away from their bench, and the puck movement has defenders going back and forth, and so that adds up. So they do a nice job of running them into the ditch a little bit, and then they can't quite recover. And then the quick play into the front of the net, and Sturm, who's got his stick down, he's got his hands ready, and some terrific finish there by Sturm. He and Nubels have some pretty good chemistry going between. But the overall puck movement on their power play there for Germany was very good.
NHL career started with Minnesota, on to Colorado, won a Stanley Cup with the Avs, and now into San Jose for Nico Sturm, and trying to get Germany to the quarterfinals. Nice stick work there by Leon Gavanka, and then he'll fire it wide short side. And it skips away from Wagner, and now a race for it. Terbach in a little deep, centers it. There's no one there. And you wonder if Twoming wasn't calling for that.
He didn't take a look into the middle. He just kind of dumped it in the middle. He turned it right over to the Germans. He didn't think he could cut in and take the shot.
Kastner in a little tight to send a backhander to the net. Stays on it. Tried to work it up front for Stahoviak to the line, and it will be brought out by Maximilian Kastner. Slovakia leading Slovenia 1-0 after 2 periods in Riga. Nubels, the outlet pass for Moritz Seider. 4-0 Germany here in the second. 3 unanswered here in the middle stanza for Germany. Trying to run its winning streak to 3 after starting with a 3-game losing streak. 3 one-goal losses against very good competition. Hurtley sends this up the center. Jonas Mueller back for it, chips it off the boards for Visman. Visman will send it up at center. Nubels trying to deflect it in. The linesman, I think. Gallo will play it back into his own zone. Up it goes. The pass across by Sarogny, never found a teammate. And it's back out at center ice. Steve Sheets will play it back into his own zone. Gallo gets it on. No room there for Seabach, and right back up the ice for Nico Sturm. 2 in the game. Chips it to the front of the net for Saramis, and the period ends.
This is the way it usually ends for Hungary. They have some chances, they hang in for a while, they can't score, they get opportunities, and nothing happens. And then now the Germans are starting to roll well and completely in hand at 4-0.
Shots are 24-7. Germany 1 for 1 on the power play, and a 4-0 lead after 40 minutes here in Tampere.
Germany 9, Team Hungary 3. Laukauksen maajohtelun toisessa erässä 9 Hungary 2. Addition to Team Germany for
Akkor is challenge-eljük. Három ellenhozták akkor onnan.
Akkor az második dolog.
Apple App Store and Google Play.
Wishes, they don't just happen. You have to make them happen. Pay instantly for those early bird tickets and make front row happen. Share your costs, send money to your friends in seconds, and make that surprise happen. Pay super fast for that super special gift, and make super happy kid happen. Open a current account today and handle your payments quickly with ease. Right Past Bank, make it happen.
To achieve great goals, every step counts. We have continuously taken steps to develop Scandic and to pioneer, working for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. Our ambition is to lead sustainability action by offering a world-class Nordic hotel experience by focusing on 3 core parts of our business: being the most inclusive company for the many people, leading the way to better food and beverage with less impact, and offering a sustainable room experience.
There's many forms of abuse.
Harassment can happen.
How to stand up and make a difference is now.
It's important to be true to your own integrity, to the values that you believe in. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Don't be the one that stands by and lets it happen. I've lived it. I've seen it. And enough is enough.
The very heart of our sport is at stake.
And now, to keep asking the questions.
Let's protect the sport we love. Let's protect ice hockey.
That's a good hit.
Games at both strength.
Hey. No. It's a match penalty. Yeah, 5. Yeah, it was directly to the head. He didn't play the puck. It's match penalty. No! You have holding the stick. It's in the game. It's in the game play. No way. Let's play. Head up. Let's go.
Dominik Horvat in net for Hungary has been busy. 24 shots through 2 periods. The other end of the ice, Hungary has only put 7 on Matthias Niederberger. As the third period about to get going, and a win for Germany puts them ahead of Denmark in the standings here in Group A. And it would mean that Hungary and Austria tomorrow night would play with the winner advancing to the main group next year. And the loser would be relegated, and Slovenia in a situation where they need something out of this game with Slovakia over in Riga to avoid being relegated. So the third period gets going. Off the boards up at center ice. Sagne couldn't handle it cleanly, and an icing call against Hungary. There's Sagne, who was shaken up in the second period.
Germany's going down the same sort of path as Finland and some of the other teams, meaning that things weren't going for them exactly the way they wanted to by any means early on. But now they're starting to get some scoring too, and they're starting to feel good about themselves. They've played close games. They've done some good things, certainly. They've had some good goaltending when they've needed it. And now some guys are starting to score. You got Nico Sturm with 5 goals and 1 assist now in the tournament. Nubels has got 5 points. These things are important for them. How do they feel about their game as they move forward here and the games get tougher and tougher?
Alexander Eel leaves it behind the net. Sturm center, tried to get that for Sharamis, intercepted. Taken up at center by Guergo Nagy. Gets to the German line no further. He'll head to the bench on the line change. Right up the ice, lead pass. Peterka was in behind the defense. Milan Horvat, the defenseman for Hungary, breaks it up at center. Horvat tried to steal, but Pop will clear it in. Goes in after it. Slider sends it around the boards. And a shot from the left point that doesn't get through. Ronald Keese trying to get that in on goal. And here's the night, or the afternoon, that Nico Sturm is having.
Yep, Sturm has been at the right place at the right time, but he's also used some great hands. And great hands there too. Terrific pass. He's been around the net. One of them's a redirection. The other one's going for rebound. Just classic stuff. But a lot of good things, though, were said by his coach about Nico Sturm and how valuable he is even before he steps on the ice. What he does to prepare himself. The other players watch him. They know he's an NHL player, so they're looking up to him. And the way he's conducted himself, even before he touches the puck, has been a big story for Germany.
Boreka goes after this off the sideboards. Back at the line. And Leon Gavanka did a pirouette. And down he went.
That one hurt.
Not sure if he stepped there was something on the ice or if he just got tangled up.
He's looking at his foot now.
Yeah. Newbles plays this back for Gavanka. Plays it back for Newbles. He was trying to jump into the play. Sofron prevented him from doing that. Szabo will send it on for Bartolic. Up at center, Sofron back for Bartolic and back for Sofron, and in it goes. USA and France, our second game here, and then tomorrow here in Tampere, it's Denmark and Sweden. And then the second game here is Austria and Hungary, and that will be a huge game. We touched on that. USA-France tonight, by the way. There's a shot. Peterka scores! Sharp angle, and J.J. Peterka makes this a 5-0 game.
Peterka makes things happen. And this one is just, it's a sharp shot. It's a stoppable shot, and the goaltender should have been against the post, but he saw a little something. But Peterka just plays with a lot of flow. And how many goals have we seen like that now in the tournament? Boys, these guys are getting real sharp at shooting here and making this shot on the top shelf. The way goaltenders play, it's not a very big area. The players are such good shooters now that I wonder what the next move is for goaltending coaches about how are we going to defend this, right? The butterfly style and the VH and reverse VH against the post, all that sort of thing. There are holes with everything, and right now that short side top shelf right by the ear, maybe they're going to teach them to head the puck a little bit more. I don't know. We've seen that done before, for sure.
It has resulted in some great debates. Is that a good goal or is that a bad goal?
Yes, exactly. Anything from that angle is a bad goal to me. That deep and that far away, it's a bad goal.
And yet you'll have goaltending coaches that'll tell you it's not a bad goal. So you made the point. Shooters are so good now that any little opening, they can find it. There's a long shot in on Niederberger, and Niederberger will hang on to it. Visman and Tiffels, by the way, the assists on the goal by J.J. Peterka, his third of this World Championship. There's another look at it.
Look where he is. He's at the bottom edge of the circle. He had just passed the bottom edge of the circle. That's never supposed to go in. Not in my book.
Getting back to the USA-France game tonight, only night game that Team USA is playing in this entire tournament.
That's funny because for you and I, it's like Groundhog Day in here. We get in here and we're in here all day, and I have no idea whether it's afternoon, evening, morning, whatever. That's quite remarkable that they haven't played a night game yet.
Stahoviak trying to center that. Intercepted, and Turbach will take it back into his own zone. Back for Milan Horvat. Nice little tight turn by Horvat there to get away from the checking of Tuomi. Out to center. Stahoviak breaks it up and right back in for Schutz. Schutz circles along the near side boards, drops it for Wagner. And the pass back is cleared away. Terbuch couldn't do anything with it. Gets a second try and gets it out at center, and Wagner will send it across for Gavanka. For Schutz, and all the way back into his own zone for Gavanka. Changing is Germany, and it's on left side shot there for Saramis, and that's off a stick, and that's up and out of play.
The other thing about how the game is played here, when it comes to regroups and you're coming up the ice, and the team that has the puck, for me, it's very similar to the power plays attacking at the blue line. It's that first pass. If the first pass coming up the ice isn't, whether it's at the red line or the far blue line, if it's a bad pass, if you can jump on that receiver right away, you can get breakaways and outnumbered attacks the other way because everybody flattens out. Everybody's in the same line. There's nobody covering up. And that's the area that's the weakest part of when you do these regroups and you're coming up the ice against, you know, it's a 1-3-1 or whatever the structure looks like. It's going to change and mold a little bit. It's if you can jump that puck carrier that's first getting it around the blue line, you're going to get some chances going the other way.
Saramis will carry it in. Nico Sturm, 2 in this hockey game. No hat tricks yet. Zetterlund thought he had one, but the third goal was disallowed. He had kicked it in for Sweden. This gets cleared all the way back in around the boards for Newbles. And taken away from him and back up the ice now. Shot by Cougar. That's off a body and wide. Into the high slot it goes and off a stick and back up for Newbles. Has some room. Newbles takes a look and Kastner gets taken down. Got tied up there with Cougar. No call on the play and Cougar will send it up at center. That's as far as that play gets as it gets broken up. And
offside.
Offside is called. I think Leon Gavanka thought he was getting called.
Germany continues to handle the puck, to make some plays, and that one was a mishandle that almost was an own goal. Watch this, goes off, he takes his eye off the puck, and he mishandles it right off the heel of the stick. But no matter what happens, you were saying earlier, Dennis, I mean, he's going to go the distance here. He's got to bite the bullet because they're going to save up their goaltender for that next game and see if they can pull off a win.
Yeah, Ben Sabalij will be the netminder tomorrow. There's a chance. Niederberger the save. It is in. Niederberger got a piece of it, not enough, and Terbuch has Hungary on the board and something for the Hungarian fans to cheer about.
Yeah, they needed something, or did they? They've been cheering all along anyway, but yeah, now they've got a little positive attitude here. Nice play at the net. At the breakout, it's the finish that they've just never really had. Beautiful backhand pass, and it's right in the crease area. Niederberger gets there, but he just can't get tight. And it slips underneath. How far over does this go?
Not by much, but it does.
Yeah, there's some white ice for sure. It took him a second, it seemed like, to find it before he reacted. It seemed as if Niederberger was like, really, that one got through me? And it took a second or two before he dove back, and it was already over the line.
And that will be a small positive for Hungary.
Yep.
I know there's still 13 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here, but that is Hungary's 8th goal of this World Championship. But Vinca and Pop will get the assists on this goal.
And it's really good puck movement. This is excellent. And the redirection, Niederberger had a chance that I think he was surprised that it went in. Watch the 5-hole. 5-hole's open just a little bit. He gets there, he reads the play. A little overactive, and that one squeaked through.
Shot from a sharp angle. Szabo trying to get that one to the net. Jammed away by Stachowiak, but kept in at the blue line. To the front of the net it comes. Cleared away by Jonas Mueller. Mueller had the big goal in the game against Denmark. Germany was up 3-1. Denmark came back and tied it, and 21 seconds after they tied it, Germany went back in front on the goal by Jonas Mueller. Cleared out at center ice, and Schutz will carry it in. Justin Schutz puts on the brakes. Dumps it off. Taken off the backboards by Moritz Mueller. He'll get back to his defensive position now. Up for Moritz Seider. Seider gets it for Mueller to the backhand, and he knifed it wide. Goes after it, tried to get it back. First Stachowiak, and now it's cleared out to center ice, and Mueller will go after it. Sofron tried to pitch it back, but it's intercepted. Nice little toe drag there, but then it is knocked off the stick of Stachowiak.
There's nothing wrong with a little killer instinct for the forwards for Germany, too. That's an important thing. They all get to feel good as long as you don't get a little crazy here and start, toe dragging all over the place and in bad areas of the ice. But once they get in the offensive zone, working their way to the net and playing with some confidence, that's another very important step for Germany if they're going to beat some teams going forward that are better than them.
Another save there. That last goal, or the first goal by Hungary, lots of the Hungarian players standing on the bench. And they've had a couple of chances since. Here's Fejes going in, scores! Nandor Fejes, and it's 5-2.
Really nice job here by the Hungarians. Sustained action, and then the defense is able to inch in further and further. And look where Fejes is when he pulls the trigger on this, and he makes a good shot. They just haven't had enough of these earlier in the game. The Germans get caught with all 5 guys on one side of the ice, and he's at the face-off dot depth. And he's got time and room. Both defensemen coming downhill, and you've got that momentum. Goalie's off his angle just a tad. He gives him the short side, and the glove is down for Niederberger. When the glove is down, you go up. And if the fingers of the glove are up, you do the opposite. And it's a really good shot there, and hey, some hope for Hungary.
There is. Niederberger had the look there for a split second like he wanted to call a timeout and have a chat with his defenseman, or maybe with his entire team. Hungary had like 4 or 5 chances here since they got on the scoreboard with that first goal. Cleared back up at center. Wisman gets it on for Nubels, and Nubels will send it around. Horvat trying to block it. Kastner trying to find a loose puck. Cleared to the blue line. Wisman lets the shot go. That goes wide. Maximilian Kastner has it. Centered and chipped wide by Nubels. Marcel Nubels playing it back to the line. Jonas Mueller through traffic. Lets it go. That hits a body in for a stick in front. Goes over top the net. That second goal seems to have gotten Germany's attention a little bit. Wisman will play it back for Reka. For Jonas Mueller, and he'll send it all the way around the boards. Kept in at the line by Vareka. Down for Marcel Nubels. Nubels centers, and a shot that got blocked. Vareka has it again. Kastner will play it back at the line. Jonas Mueller will play it on for Marcel Nubels. Back for Mueller and back for Nubels. He'll flip it near side. Wisman trying to find it in his skates, and Terbuch is there for Hungary. Wants the return pass and gets it. Terbuch to the line, trying to cut around Peterka, could not. Tiffels had it, bounced away from him. Pop will play it around the boards. Now into the back half of the period, and here comes Peterka. Peterka will drop it back. Cahoon scores! Dominic Cahoon, and a little bit of relief from him as he takes the pass from Peterka and makes this a 6-2 game, his first of this World Championship.
J.J. Peterka again with that terrific speed, and Cahoon going to the net. Cahoon has been in the right place all the time. His instincts tell him where to be and when to get there. But look at Peterka coming at the blue line, coming out of his own zone. The heads-up play by Peterka entering the zone. You got the center of the ice drive to the net. That drives the defenders back. That allows Cahoon to come from underneath, makes the shot to the far side, and it ends up actually going off the inside of the pad on the left side of Horvat. But really good job there by both those guys, Peterka and Cahoon.
186 NHL games played for Dominic Cahoon, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Edmonton. A couple of seasons in the OHL with Sudbury. So a 6-2 game here in favor of Germany, and here comes Peterka. Peterka with the wrist shot. That's off a stick, up and out of play. Wild third period here in Tampere, and Germany with a 4-goal lead. 2:25 left in period number 3. Fish with the goal that made it 5-2. And for him, his first of the World Championship. After Terbuch had his first of the World Championship, and then Dominic Cahoon replies with his first of the World Championship.
But you were right. Germany just got back to business there. I think Niederberger got the attention of at least a couple of players like, hey, guys, what's going on here? Yeah, I know you want to score some more goals, but this is getting a little serious here. So they started to bear down. They started to get back to their game. The puck possession game came back, started playing harder. And then next thing you know, it's a real nice play on the rush to increase the score.
So for tomorrow night, the game between Hungary and Austria, we've talked about what it means, barring some miraculous comeback here by Hungary.
Nope.
Same situation for a little more confident.
I am confident it's not going to happen.
There's a chance, short side try, kicked away by Horvat. Same situation last year for Austria. They went into the final game against Great Britain, and it was the same scenario where the winner of the game was going to be in this tournament, and the loser was going to go to relegation. Great Britain lost the game. They are going to be back next year. And Austria in that game was actually down going into the third period, and then came back to win the game, and as a result are here at the championship. 8:05 left in the third.
Okay, it's the referee again.
So Germany finding its offense here against Hungary. A 6-2 score here in the third period. Gavanka trying to hold it in, does. And he will track this puck down. Gavanka takes it wide on Cougar. And grabbed off by Nagy, and Nagy will send this up at center ice. And on it is Nico Sturm. 2 goals in the game. He'll play it back into his own zone and head to the bench on the line change. So for the second time in this tournament, Germany has hit the 6-goal mark. 6-4 win in that wild third period against Denmark. Terbuch throws it to the short side, and Niederberger started to leave that post and does get back in time to hang on to it.
Just getting pucks into the crease area. Niederberger does a good job here. That's not any. That was nasty. It's more of a nasty redirection when you see it in slow motion. Niederberger does a nice job there of staying on that near side post. He put his hand on top of it like he just caught a squirrel. He didn't want anything bad to happen there in that crease area.
1.89 goals against average for him in Munich in the playoffs as Munich wins the DEL championship. So 3 straight championships for Niederberger.
He's a good goaltender. He gives you that confidence, the way he moves in the net. He makes big saves. He doesn't give up much. He doesn't, make you think he doesn't really have it tonight. I'm a big believer in that. You have to stop the pucks at the right time in a game, especially in a close game. That's the most obvious part of goaltending. But in the early stages, when you are in command of your net, it makes a huge difference to your team. Later on in a game, if you need some goals and you got to open it up a little bit, you might be leaving them alone. You know that, okay, our guy will help us out and we can go try and go get something. And I think that's at times what Germany may be facing. Once they get in, you get up to the medal round, you get into a medal round. Now you're playing the Finns, the Swedes, the US, the Canada, whatever. And the margin for error is very slim, and your goalie's got to be good.
Seider ripped that one over top the net. It's been a pretty good run for Matthias Niederberger. Back-to-back championships with Berlin. Goes to Munich and leads them to a championship in the DEL League.
Yeah, 29-7 is win-loss record. That pretty much tells you right there. He knows how to win.
Turned over at center ice, and Seabrook is in, goes to the backhand. Niederberger makes the save. It ends up on top of the net and gets batted with a high stick.
This is just the epitome of what happens to Hungary.
5.5 to go in the third period. 6-2 Germany.
There'll be music, there will be songs and food and drinks and merchandise that you can go buy and just have a great time all together.
Tosiaan Varsoville kannattaa kipasta pelin jälkeen. Sieltä näet muun muassa Tamatsin ja siellä oli joka ikisen kavereilla on kaikenlaista puuhaa. Minkä ihmeessä sinne nyt DJ Jussi pistää pölkkiä poppimaan.
This win for Germany will bump them to 9 points and will move them ahead of Denmark for that all-important 4th spot and a quarterfinal spot. Icing is called here against Germany, and the face-off will come back.
Another look at that breakaway. Nice little move, but that's what I mean, kind of the epitome. Yeah, they got it to the net all right. They got it on top of the net. It didn't go in. But nice work at their own blue line to turn the pucks over, and that's what I was talking about on the regroup attacks and dangerous plays that get made at the opposition blue line or just outside it. Everything flattens out. There's nobody behind to cover up, and that's why you get breakaways like that. You see that a fair amount. There's a lot of dangerous play that happens in regroups when everybody backs up like this.
Leon Gavanka, the 5th round pick of the Winnipeg Jets back in 2017, will start the attack. Centering pass in front. Save made there by Horvat. As Schutz had the opportunity. This line back to work for Germany. Kept in by Gavanka. Tried to send it down low. Taken by Stahoviak. Tried to work it out front. Stahoviak on the chase on the far side. 2 years at Michigan State for him. Now plays in the DEL. Had a year in the USHL as well. Here comes Nico Sturm. 2 in the game, looking for 3. Stopped at the line by Peter Vinca. Popover skates it on the far side. Disman will send it in for Nico Sturm. Sturm slips it to the front of the net, looking for Alexander Eel. And Pop will take it away. Up at center. Milan Horvat trying to chop it around for Terbuch. And this is picked off in the corner by Nico Sturm. Sends it to open ice. Saramis is after it. Pop is after him. And Visman on it to just pick it up and lift it out the center and back into the Hungarian end of the ice. Milan Horvat gets a little bit of down low help from Kish. Vareka, who's seen more ice time here in the 3rd period. This gets sent up at center ice. And no room there as Erdley gets squeezed out to the corner boards by Moritz Seider. Sider with a goal in this game, the 2022 NHL Rookie of the Year, edging out teammate Lucas Raymond. And this ends up in the bench, and we will get a stoppage in play. Dominic Kovalek continues to lead the scoring in this tournament, but he's getting chased by a couple of guys. Nico Sturm, Nikolai Ehlers will not play again until tomorrow with Denmark. And what can you say about Rodrigo Abels, a veteran of this tournament? Latvia in tough as far as making the quarterfinals over in Riga. Newbolz sends it through for Maximilian Castor. Save made by Horvat. Under 3 now to go here. Out at center. Steve Sheets tried to drive that one through. It hit a leg. Kept it at the line. Steve Sheets will play it in behind the net. Centered in front. In tight. Short side try there by Sarogny. And a save is made by Niederberger.
Not just enough to keep him sharp. Germany gives up a chance right in front. Niederberger sharp. Watch how he moves. Squared up pretty good. He'll get that arm in just in time. He didn't flatten out. He was out far enough. Good job there. Only 15 shots on goal here. But important for him moving forward too, that he's got a good feel for his game, and he seems to be doing that.
Team USA and France up next. Team USA looking to go to 6-0. And then Team USA should stay the way it is. Team USA and Sweden will meet on the final day, Tuesday.
That's gonna be interesting.
Top spot.
Yeah.
Just the way it should be.
Yeah, Sweden is so good defensively. I mean, their numbers are outstanding. They just don't give up much. The U.S. squad, same thing. They don't give up much, but the speed of the U.S. team, every opposing coach has said how fast they are. The U.S. is fast. They're fast. They attack. They get on you. That's sort of the North American way, right? They have shown that. They've got a ton of confidence. They've played extremely well. That's going to be a terrific game, and it forces teams like Sweden to be really careful about how they play, because most teams just can't skate, can't attack with the puck, or be as quick on the puck without it as the U.S. team is. So I always say, you know, in any tournament, if you're going to win anything, you have to be able to play more than one way, and you have to be able to adapt. And the U.S. team, that's true for them too.
Jonas Mueller has another one. And Hungary again, for the 4th time in this tournament, gives up 7.
It's the same kind of feel. There's not much they can do. They just sort of lose their hope, and the other team, now you've encouraged them so much, and guys are feeling it, that they start moving the puck well. And when you lose your enthusiasm, you're not checking quite as much. Their goaltender's a little discouraged, and that's a terrific shot. It was kind of a screen. Was it deflected? Nice little change of direction. Yeah, just enough to deflect the goaltender's eyes. Coming off a stick like that, that's a tough goal against. But Germany continues to build their offensive confidence.
Team Germany 7 goals. So 41, Jonas Müller.
Slovenia loses to Slovakia, so Slovenia will once again be relegated. After winning a tournament last year, the D1A tournament in Slovenia, they're unable to pick up a point. There's a shot. Niederberger makes the save and hangs onto it. We'll find out tomorrow night who will join them in relegation. You were talking about goals against. There's Harold Kreis. It was a tough start for him. He tried to stay positive because his team was playing pretty good. They started 0-3, and now they've rattled off 3 straight wins. You're talking about goals against for Sweden and Team USA. Team USA has given up 5. Sweden has given up 2.
know. They've been crazy good. They have a control to their game that's outstanding. It's not, they show flashes at times, but they're just so darn good at every aspect of the game. I really like the American team too. Boy, they really show you a lot. They do have that attack. They have, I think, all the elements they need. They've had outstanding goaltending, and you know, one-game shots, right? You have to have goaltending. Your team can play great, and your goalie is mediocre, and you're done. So that's the encouraging thing for both of those two teams, certainly Sweden and the U.S.
Harold Kreis, I think, just kind of followed you in the Winnipeg hockey system a little bit.
Yeah, been right about that time. He was from the other side of town.
Taken at center ice. Tuomi will turn in the corner. Ties it up in the corner as the final seconds tick off on this one. And Germany will move into 4th spot in Group A with a 7-2 win.
Yeah, Germany does a good job here. They accomplished what they wanted, score 7 goals, gave up a couple, kind of lost their focus for a minute, but their goaltender snapped them back around, and they win this one going away.
Couple for Nico Sturm in the game. Germany wins this one by a score of 7-2. USA and France next up here in Tampere.
Laukaukset maalikohtelun kolmannessa erässä Saksa 9, Unkari 9. Shots on goal in the entire game, Team Germany 33, Team Hungary 16. Laukaukset maalikohti koko ottelussa Saksa 33, Unkari 11. Teams will be awarded by Raiffeisen Bank International, official sponsor of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament. Vuoden 2023 IIHF-jääkiekon MM-kisojen yhteistyökumppani Raiffeisen Bank International palkitsee kullekin joukkueen parhaan pelaajan. Prize for Team Germany is presented by Saksan palkinnon jakaa International Ice Hockey Federation Council Member, kansainvälisen jääkiekkoliiton hallituksen jäsen Marta Zawadzka. Prize for Team Hungary is presented by Unkarin palkinnon jakaa Hungary Ice Hockey Federation Vice President, Unkarin jääkiekkoliiton varapuheenjohtaja Zoltán Kovács. Best player of Team Hungary, Unkarin paras pelaaja, number 44, 44, Andor Felix. Best player of Team Germany, Saksan paras pelaaja, number 78, 78, Nico Sturm. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able to for the national anthem of winning Team Germany. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, jos pystytte, pyydämme nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkue Saksan kansallishymnin. 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship tournament will continue today here at Nokia Arena at 8:20 p.m. with the games Team USA against Team France. Welcome. Vuoden 2023 IIHF jääkiekon jatkuvat täällä Nokia Areenalla tänään vielä iltapelillä kello 20:20. Vastakkain USA ja Ranska. Tervetuloa.
It's Van Hungary had a couple of late goals. You scored one of them. What did you think about the late push your team provided today?
Yeah, I think we played really well in the first two, but we can't score goals, and we had a 5-on-3. Sadly, we didn't use it, and after, it's maybe Murphy rule. They come in couple easy goals, and yeah, we're a little bit happy about this late push, and hopefully we can be a tomorrow game to this. Opa.
One game left in the preliminary round. It is coming against Austria, will likely determine relegation. What's the focus heading into that last crucial game?
We talked about this yesterday, and a little bit decide to change a couple of things in our tactic to save a little bit more, for tomorrow. And yeah, this is the most. What's that? I don't know. We focus on that game 100%, and we have to win this.
You can hear the fans beside you right now during this interview chanting for you, so proud of you and your team. What does it mean to represent your country?
They always following us each tournament, so they give us a huge energy and huge thing to keep going and don't give up, even in the third, for this late push. And score a couple of goals. So this is everything, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Moritz, you made it 2-0 tonight, part of 7 goals that Germany registered. As you now prepare to wrap up the preliminary round, how much confidence does a win like today mean to you?
Honestly, I think those 3 games at the beginning gave us more confidence than this one today. I think when we are rolling, we're really hard to beat, and we just got to continue doing that, and we will have another challenge in 2 days.
Nico Sturm with 2 goals today. He now has 5 this tournament. He won a Stanley Cup with Colorado last year. Describe what type of player he is and what he adds to this roster.
He isn't the most flashiest player on the ice, but every time he goes out there, he does the right decision. He makes the right decisions. He does the same things over and over. And he's a huge part of why we're so successful. And it's really fun to have him here.
You started the tournament 0-3. You've been on a winning streak ever since. Your final game against France will determine a spot in the quarterfinals. What's the focus in that last crucial game?
Ja, wir wollen natürlich alles geben und konzentrieren uns natürlich erstmal auf den Gegner in Frankreich und wollen mit 3 Punkten weiterziehen.
Moritz, thank you. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Die Beine ist sehr hart. Aber Ellbogen checken.
Eier, Müll, das war das Unwichtigste. Auf der Position. Ja, Hammer. Hast du halt nicht genug Confidence mehr? Ja, kann nichts machen.
The 2023 IIHF app. Featuring all statistics on your favorite players, your favorite teams, and real-time game updates at your fingertips. Find the Showverse in the IIHF app. Explore the action and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices in multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
To achieve great goals, every step counts. We are continuously taking steps to develop Scandic into Pioneer, working for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. Our ambition is to lead sustainability action by offering a world-class Nordic hotel experience by focusing on three core parts of our business: being the most inclusive company for the many people, leading the way to better food and beverage with less impact, and offering the most sustainable room experience.
There's many forms of abuse.
Abuse, harassment can happen.
Time to stand up and make a difference is now.
It's important to stay true to
Merchandise that you can go buy